What's up, guys? My name is P, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we'll take a look at the overall market. We'll have a look at its top performers. We'll check out today's biggest winners and its biggest losers. Got a couple of news articles today, guys. Garlinghouse claims that Bitcoin is under control by a small group of men in China. We'll see what that's all about. And Jim Chanos, trashing Bitcoin, but completely out of his league. We'll see what he has to say. And then we'll wrap it all up with this Bitcoin bounce. Check out some technical analysis on BTC. See what's going on there. All that and more, guys, coming up. Stay tuned. And guys, we are on coinmarketcap.com with the market cap currently sitting at $289 billion with a 24-hour trading volume of $17 billion and Bitcoin dominance rolling in at 39.5%. Of our top five, guys, we have a bit of a green day today. Couldn't get much worse from yesterday. Bitcoin up 5%, Ethereum up 9.13%. Ripple up 6.5%, Bitcoin Cash up 6.83%, and EOS leading the charge up nearly 14% on the day, guys. Let's have a look at movers and shakers versus Bitcoin. Today we have Dragon Chain up 15.85% against Bitcoin, Ethos up 14.71%, Scicoin up 13%, Icon up 12.74% against Bitcoin, and Nulls up 12.67% against Bitcoin. Most coins today, guys, are up against Bitcoin, seeing as how, you need to buy Bitcoin to buy into alts. So you see that the alts are on the rise, steady rise. Like to see that Dragon Chain up there, #1 spot. Though, when I looked last night and early this morning, it was down to like 39 cents. So it only had one place to go from where it was, and that was up. We're going to move on to our gainers and losers today, guys. Our biggest gainer of the day, First Coin, up 374.5%. with $273,000 in 24-hour trading volume. We'll have a look into that a little bit later. Our next coin is Infinity Economics, up 57.35%. GoByte, up 56%. Cyberites, I guess that's how you pronounce it, up 39.25%. And Everest, up 38.77%. Our biggest losers today, guys. Token Desk down nearly 25%. Pundi X down 17.61%. Voice down 14.61%. Zip down 13.74%. And Education Ecosystem down 11.35% on the day, guys. Not too much in the red department for, coins that are down today, guys, for the most part. Everything that you see here, aside from like Pundi and Zip and Latium, perhaps a couple of these coins here on down, like Mithril doing $100 million worth of trade volume. Most of them, they're just low trade volume that, apparently no one really gives two craps about. So, there's that. We're going to move on to our news articles of the day, guys. Garlinghouse claiming that Bitcoin is manipulated by Chinese miners. Let's hear what he has to say. Stay tuned. Ripple CEO claims Bitcoin is under control of a small group of miners from China. Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that Bitcoin is really controlled by China, speaking at the 2018 Stifel Cross-Sector Insight Conference in Boston. Financial news outlets TheStreet.com reported June 12th. In a recent interview with Stifel tech analyst Lee Simpson, Garlinghouse delved into a number of topics related to blockchain tech and the crypto world and claimed that BTC is under the control of China. He is quoted as saying, "I'll tell you another story that is underreported but worth paying attention to. Bitcoin is really controlled by China. There are 4 miners in China that control over 50% of Bitcoin. How do we know that China won't intervene? How many countries want to use a Chinese-controlled currency? It's just not going to happen." Garlinghouse also shared his opinion about Bitcoin and XRP's underlying technology, blockchain, arguing that it will not disrupt banks, though it will play an important role in the way our system works. However, it's a short-sighted view. Speaking about Ripple's XRP, he described it as the best digital asset for settlement. Garlinghouse said that Bitcoin today takes 45 minutes to settle a transaction, whereas XRP takes 4 seconds to settle a transaction. In February, trading platform BitMEX released a report on Ripple and the XRP token, discovering that the structure of Ripple's consensus protocol suggests a more centralized structure to their currency. According to the report, BitMEX's research team conducted an internal test with Ripple's technology. The team installed and ran a copy of Ripple. The node operated by downloading 5 public keys from the Ripple server, all of which were assigned to Ripple.com. 4 of the 5 keys were reportedly required to support a proposal in order for it to be accepted. Since the keys were all downloaded from Ripple.com server, the reporter says Ripple is essentially in complete control of moving the ledger forward, so no one could say that system is centralized. A new study by University of Texas staff released today suggests that half of the BTC price surge in December last year was explicitly due to Tether and issuer Bitfinex. The paper describes transaction patterns which show that Tether was used to provide price support and manipulate cryptocurrency prices. It is stated that purchases with Tether were timed following market downturns and result in sizable increases in Bitcoin prices. Now, guys, we went over that yesterday with the Tether and Bitfinex being the target of what people claim to be price manipulation of Bitcoin. I personally believe it, but, you know, who knows? Who knows? But tell me what you think, guys. I honestly think that, you know, Mr. Garlinghouse is onto something here. Bitcoin is really controlled by China, and 50% of Bitcoin is owned by 4 miners, 4 Chinese miners. That is quite a bit. So let me know what you think down in the comment section, guys. Do you think that it's actually 50% of Bitcoin that is owned by Chinese miners? I don't know. I mean, it seems weird that Satoshi Nakamoto would see this decentralized thing, this gift that he has given the world, known as Bitcoin, and there are only 4 people in the world who control 50% of it. I don't understand how that works, considering miners are coming out of the woodwork to mine Bitcoin. Of course, I mean, Bitcoin was created back in 2008, so it is actually 10 years old now. So, I mean, back then, who knows? Maybe they bought it up. I'm not sure if they mined all of it. 50% of all of it being mined, guys. It's 17 million Bitcoin. You're telling me that 4 people own 8.5 billion Bitcoin? That's a lot. That is a lot. But you never know, guys. You never know. Anyway, drop me a comment down in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about the article. Do you think that Bitfinex and Tether are the blame for the price volatility in Bitcoin, or do you think it's actually the whales from China? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Our second news article of the day, guys. Jim Chanos is out of his depth trashing crypto assets. He's just another in a long line of FUD spreaders, dude. Warren Buffett, Jim Chanos. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Robert Shiller, Bill Gates. They're just, and actually, right here, add Jim Chanos to the list of venerable experts who consider cryptocurrencies to be a scam. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Robert Shiller. Those are the three that I just named. And many others have made their opinion clear. According to 99bitcoins.com, Bitcoin has been declared dead 300 times. In a recent interview, Chanos says, among other things, cryptocurrency is a security speculation game masquerading as a technological breakthrough. Jim Chanos is an expert on financial fraud. He even teaches a course on it at Yale University, but he is not an expert on cryptos. Neither is Buffett. Their cluelessness about the topic shows. In positing an argument, they subscribe to Huey Long's rhetoric dictum, weak point, holler louder. At a high level, the flaw in their position is, I know finance, crypto is finance, therefore I know crypto. Finance is one of many aspects of crypto. Treating crypto as just another financial instrument is naive. It's not an equity, it's not a commodity. While Chanos is not the only one guilty of misusing the term cryptocurrency, it's still seriously misleading. Not every crypto is a currency. Ethereum arguably isn't. Cardano isn't. Hundreds more aren't. If he took the time to learn more about cryptos before issuing sweeping statements, Chanos would use the generic term crypto asset. Throughout the interview, Chanos makes a series of vague, misleading, unsupported connotations. Chanos opens with a high-level description of financial fraud patterns, and he is an expert on that, and I'm not. I assume that what he writes on this topic is airtight. Once he veers into cryptos, I no longer give him the benefit of the doubt. After covering fraud patterns, Chanos makes the following logical jump, and is quoted to say, so today we've got Bitcoin and ICOs, which went ballistic in 2017. I suspect going forward, we're going to see more and more evidence of questionable companies as this bull market keeps advancing and aging. We're now 9 years into this bull market, same as the 90s, so I suspect that now things are starting to percolate. I think Bitcoin and the ICOs are just one manifestation of that. Chanos is saying that 1, Bitcoin, and 2, ICOs, fit the pattern of questionable investments typified by the tail end of a bull market. He doesn't provide any detail of why they fit the pattern. They just do. By that same logic, the world was flat because people declared it flat. And by this argument, any new venture into tail end of the bull market can be lumped into this category, shy of any analysis of why or why not it might fit the pattern. It's a round hole, it must be a round peg. In reality, it's a square peg, but no matter, hammer it into place. So it's apples and oranges, guys, apples and oranges. Additionally, lumping in Bitcoin with ICOs is sloppy at best. Bitcoin has been around since 2008, ICOs were not, and 2008 was not a bull market, not to say the least. The phrase Bitcoin and the ICOs is an apple and orange fruit salad of meaninglessness. And the ICOs is a hugely diverse set of projects. Chanos is correct that some, perhaps most, are questionable. As a recent Wall Street Journal article demonstrated, that doesn't mean they all are. When the internet took off, the .coms included Pets.com and Amazon.com. Lots of losers and some really big winners. If you wrote off the entire class, you failed to understand what was happening. Distinctions matter. Precision matters. Separating wheat and chaff is a natural development in a paradigm shift, as Chris Bernsky and Jack Tatar observe in their book Crypto Assets, The Innovative Investor's Guide to Bitcoin and Beyond. They are quoted as saying crypto assets are not going through bizarre growing pain unique to them. Instead, they are experiencing the same evolutionary process that new asset classes over hundreds of years have had to go through as they matured. In writing about the interplay between financial and capital markets, Venezuelan economist Carlota Perez posited a similar dynamic. I'll get that word right soon, guys. Chanos then says, at one blockchain gathering, there were a set of rented Lamborghinis parked outside to entice the traders and day traders and retail investors. This, too, can be yours if you hop aboard the blockchain and Bitcoin bonanza. Ah, the Lambo argument. Thank you, Consensus 2018. Yes, the rented Lambos were an epic fail. When a handful of spoiled traders choose to embarrass themselves flaunting symbols of conspicuous consumption, they're easily lampooned. But it's not relevant to whether cryptos are innovative or fraudulent, any more than Nikola Tesla dying a pauper reflects on the value of his inventions. The idiots with the Lambos are not Bitcoin, they're just idiots with Lambos. After a brief exposition on the relationship between government and fiat currency, which struck me as right on target, Chanos adds, in the new Bitcoin and crypto craze, the whole idea is that we need to get away from fiat currencies by creating our own fiat currency for which there is no lender or, of last resort, no third-party adjudicator. Well, yes and no. The whole idea with Bitcoin, but not all cryptos, is to create a currency which governments and banks cannot screw up, as is Weimar Germany, as in 2018 Venezuela. As far as third-party adjudication goes, that can be used for good or ill. China, for instance, uses financial control to punish dissidents. Look at Venezuela and Argentina. Chanos only cites the good, not the ill. That really weakens his point. So, is it an apocalypse now? But here's where Chanos really goes off the rails, and is quoted as saying, for those who believe it's a store of value in the coming apocalypse, the idea is that you're going to have to safeguard your key under a mountain with fingerprint and eye scan security while the hordes are outside your bunker trying to get in to use it. For what, I have no idea. Because for those who believe that you need to own digital currency as a store of value in the worst case scenario, that's exactly the case in which a digital currency will work the least. Food would work the best. And if you say, well, fiat currency is going to bring the world down, which could, of course, happen, then I say the last thing I'd want to own is Bitcoin if the grid goes down. I've spent about 2,000 hours reading up on cryptos and never once saw the apocalyptic use case Chanos apparently has crypto asset enthusiasts conflated with survivalists. He also singles out one of the three aspects of money for which cryptocurrencies, a subset of crypto assets, are used, a store of value. And anyway, guys, I'm not going to read the rest of this. It just goes on and on and on with this guy just completely out of his league and out of his element when it comes to cryptocurrency. And Buffett, Chanos, and Schiller are all brilliant people, experts in their own domain, but crypto is not their domain. They haven't taken the time to understand it, but they weigh in on it as if they do. And that is exactly right, guys. That is exactly right. I mean, Warren Buffett has gone on record as saying that Bitcoin is poison squared, and then 2 breaths later say, but I don't really know anything about it. I mean, they're brilliant men when it comes to finance and when it comes to investing. I'll give them that. They have made millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. But there's things that they don't always know, guys. They don't always know. So you can't take their word as law when it comes to things like this. But drop me a comment down in the comment section, guys. Tell me what you think. Do you think that this guy's out of his depth? I certainly do. I think that people like this, who they're able to talk like they know what they're talking about, so they do. And then they trash what they don't understand. It's typical. It's happened all throughout history. Why should cryptocurrency be any different, That's just my point of view, guys. But we're going to move on to our technical analysis and check out that bit of a bounce that we had here. coming on today. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back with that. And here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And I want to try to keep this short and sweet today, guys. I got a little bit of errands I got to get a run around in on, so we're going to try to make this as quick and concise as possible. You can see here that we've got a big green candle printing today, an engulfing green candle even. It is swallowing up all of yesterday's price action, but we still have about 4 hours and 40 minutes to go before this candle actually closes today. Plenty of time for that to be all screwed up. If we do check out our RSI, actually, guys, I do want to note that we did bounce right off of that first area of support that I was talking about yesterday. You see that right through here? We hit it and bounced. So there's that. I guess I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. Our RSI is back in the normal trading areas for the time being on the day scale, guys. This is just the day scale. If we were to zoom in on a different time frame, I'm sure things would be different. Our moving averages, our exponential moving averages, are still looking terrible. They're still descending down, even though we have this nice green candle spike in here. What we can think about is maybe if we continue to see upward momentum, these could shift. I don't really know. What we can do is look at our 4-hour charts, see if anything's different there, and no, it is completely the same. In fact, these lines have begun to diverge from each other, guys, meaning that the trend is in full force, and that this bump here might not be exactly what we were hoping it to be. It could just be a dead cat, and we end up, right back down into the pit where we were yesterday. Can't really tell, guys. We're on a wait and see type of thing here. If you're trading Bitcoin, guys, I would suggest waiting till we get confirmation. And the confirmation that we're on an upward trend is if this candle makes it up above our 50-hour moving average. Otherwise, guys, you're in no man's land. You are in no man's land. The RSI isn't giving us any sort of information one way or the other. We're just in a tradable range here. We're like in the 40s, 45, 50 area. I mean, that's just normal trade range. So we may not see a dump. We may see a dump. I don't really know, guys. I don't really know. This candle here has about 37 minutes left in it. And then we'll see what happens from there. It's got a pretty long wick attached to it, and I don't really see too much price action going on. So we could be in for a drop. You never know, guys. Just buckle up and hold on tight, because I mean, things could get ugly. Just saying. But guys, sorry for such the short TA today. Like I said, I got a few things I got to take care of. That's going to do it for the video today. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button, as I'll try to post a video every single day, Monday through Friday. If you learned anything new today, guys, hit that like button and share it with a friend. They like free information too. You should share it with them. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.